The Klipsch Flexus Core 300 is a soundbar that immediately makes you rethink what a home theater system can be. When you first look at it, it's sleek, it's modern, it doesn't take up too much space, and yet it promises a serious audio experience, thanks to a 5.1.2 channel setup powered by Onkyo. That combination alone is exciting because you're not just getting a single soundbar with a few extra speakers, you're getting a system that's designed to handle Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, with proper room correction built in. Right out of the box, the Flexus Core 300 feels premium. Klipsch has always had a reputation for high-quality speakers, and that craftsmanship extends to this system. The build quality is solid without feeling overly heavy, and the design is minimalist enough to fit into most living rooms without feeling obtrusive. The black finish is understated, but when paired with the subtle copper accents that Klipsch is known for, it feels very intentional and well thought out. One of the biggest highlights here is the 5.1.2 setup. For anyone not super familiar, that means you have a main soundbar with multiple channels, a separate subwoofer for that low-end punch, and two overhead or up-firing channels to create that immersive Dolby Atmos experience. What this does in practical terms is give you height in the soundstage. So explosions in movies don't just feel loud, they feel like they're happening all around you. Dialogues are clear and sit nicely in the mix without being overpowered by the bass or effects. The subwoofer deserves its own mention because it's a big part of why this system feels like more than just a fancy soundbar. It's powered, meaning it doesn't rely on your main unit for amplification, and it delivers deep, satisfying lows that never feel muddy. You can feel the bass during action sequences or music playback, but it's also tight enough that it won't overwhelm quieter scenes. And if you like, the system is custom tuned so that the subwoofer and the main bar complement each other perfectly, giving you a balanced sound across all frequencies. Another really interesting feature is the Dirac Live Room Correction. This is a technology that adjusts the sound based on your specific room, taking into account dimensions, speaker placement, and acoustics. Most soundbars just assume a generic listening environment, which is fine in some cases, but for people who really care about precision audio, this makes a noticeable difference. The system comes with a microphone for setup, which makes the calibration process straightforward. You just follow the prompts, and the soundbar adjusts the audio output to optimize it for your room. After running the calibration, you can instantly hear the difference. The sound feels bigger, cleaner, and more detailed. Of course, it's 2025, so wireless connectivity is expected, and the Klipsch Flexus Core 300 doesn't disappoint. Bluetooth is built in, which means streaming music from your phone or tablet is seamless, but what's really interesting here is the combination of wireless convenience with high-end audio fidelity. Many soundbars skimp on the wireless experience, either compressing the signal too much or introducing lag, but this system maintains a clean, high-quality sound that's very listenable for both movies and music. Dolby Atmos and DTS:X support are crucial for anyone looking to replicate the theater-like experience at home. Movies that support these formats come alive because the sound isn't just coming from the left and right, it's moving above and around you. Music that's mixed in Dolby Atmos also benefits, giving you a sense of space that traditional stereo just can't provide. You start noticing details that normally get lost, like subtle background instruments, ambient effects, or the natural reverb in a room. Control and customization are surprisingly simple. The soundbar comes with a remote that's intuitive, and it also supports voice assistants if you have them in your smart home setup. You can adjust volume, switch inputs, or toggle between preset audio modes without ever touching the bar itself. If you're into tinkering, there are also EQ settings, so you can fine-tune the audio to your preference. Whether you want more bass for action movies, a crisper high-end for vocals, or a neutral flat response for critical listening, it's all easily accessible. One aspect that I think sets the Flexus Core 300 apart is the synergy between the soundbar and the detachable surround speakers. These are not just gimmicky add-ons, they're actually engineered to work together to fill your room with immersive sound. You can place them on either side of your listening area, and suddenly your movies and games feel enveloping. Gunfire, footsteps, or environmental sounds in games feel like they're coming from the right place. It really gives you that you're inside the action sensation that makes a system like this worth it. When it comes to music, the Flexus Core 300 doesn't just shine with cinematic soundscapes. Streaming services, high-res audiophiles, and even podcasts come through clearly. The tonal balance is excellent, meaning vocals are upfront without overpowering the instrumental layers. Bass is punchy, mids are articulate, and highs don't become harsh, even at higher volumes. In short, this isn't a soundbar that only works for movies, it's versatile enough for everyday listening. Setting up the system is surprisingly painless. Most 5.1.2 setups require a fair amount of planning and cable management, but Klipsch has made this as user-friendly as possible. The wireless subwoofer and surround speakers mean fewer wires across your living room, and the main soundbar only needs a power source and an HDMI or optical connection to your TV. Once it's powered on, the setup wizard guides you through the calibration process, including the Dirac Live Room Correction, so you're essentially ready to go within minutes. It's also worth noting that Klipsch has paid attention to the longevity and build quality here. The materials used feel durable, the electronics are housed securely, and the design minimizes dust accumulation. While this might not be the first thing people notice, having a system that's built to last is a big deal for anyone investing in a premium home theater experience. Another subtle but important